Well, there are no prizes for guessing what part of the world we're in. We're in an Arab country. Plenty of clues. Here are the prayer beads, and then over here the shisha or hubble bubble pipes, and then some rather nice inlaid wooden boxes. But the country is not so familiar, because the country is Qatar, and we're in the capital, Doha. And once you get out of a shop like this, that's when the surprises start. Doha is attracting the major hotel brands like a magnet. This is the Ritz-Carlton. It was one of the first, built 11 years ago. Then there was nothing here. Now it's in prime position, right in the thick of things. Now here's a Qatari scene, beautiful golf course, shaved greens, immaculately kept. But look just to the right, there you've got the remnants of the desert, and beyond a huge new building going up. But not just one building, that's the start of Lusail City. It'll have a population of 250,000, and they say it'll be complete by 2020. For all its modernity and that skyline of thrusting skyscrapers, Qatar is very conscious of its place in Arabia and in Islam. This is the Museum of Islamic Art. The building was designed by the Chinese architect Pei. If you look at the top, there's a rather witty statement, because the two windows, those little semicircles, are supposed to look like the eyes of an Arabian woman wearing a burqa. Pei insisted that he didn't want it to be built in the middle of the city because he knew full well that it would very soon be overwhelmed by new buildings. So the emir made him an island. This is reclaimed land, and the emir actually has his own private lift, which only he uses to get into the museum. If the exhibits have the same mystique as the building, then we're in for a treat. Dhows are one of the emblems of Arabia. Here in Qatar, they were used first of all for pearling and then fishing, of course. Today they're used for pleasure trips, and so you can take one out for a dinner cruise or during the day lunch cruise and see the coast of Qatar. Souk Waqif is the oldest souk in Doha. It goes back to the 1920s, but that goes back to the origins of the Gulf. Nothing, let's face it, is very old here. The buildings have been restored, and then you've got a typical Arab market. You can buy caged birds, spices, jewellery, tourist souvenirs, aluminium pots, you name it, you'll probably find it here. It's difficult to film because Qatar is still quite a traditional country, and we would have problems if we showed local women who are wearing the burqa. We started in a souk, and we're finishing, well, not exactly in a souk, but in a shop selling luxury goods, designer handbags, pens, sunglasses, watches. This is, after all, one of the richest places on earth. And between the two, between the old souk and these glossy shopping malls, lies the history of Doha.